Okay, let's set the scene. Imagine being in this just stunning Scottish castle, right? You're surrounded by celebrities, all these famous faces from reality TV. And there's a huge prize on the line, like $250,000.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the twist, the real kicker. Some of them, hiding in plain sight, are the traitors.
Right.
Their whole goal is to secretly murder the other players, the faithfuls, and snatch all that cash for themselves.
It's such a compelling setup, that hidden minority manipulating the unsuspecting majority. It's pure psychological drama.
Exactly. That's the world of the traitors. It's this incredible game of deception, suspicion, psychological warfare. It's just absolutely captivating to watch.
And what I find really fascinating is how it elevates the whole reality competition thing. It's not just about, physical challenges. It dives deep into human psychology, social dynamics.
Yeah.
Like, think about picking Carolyn Wieger as a traitor. She was such a wild card, right? So enthusiastic, but also a recovery counselor. It made her disguise brilliant, but also potentially a huge risk.
So a real gamble.
And that dynamic shows you, it's like a masterclass in reading people. Or maybe, just maybe, how easily we get misled by our own assumptions. We just don't see the wolf right there.
Mm-hmm.
So today, we're really digging into Season 3 of the US version, pulling back the curtain on the cast, the strategies, those dramatic twists. It kept everyone guessing right up to the end, especially with that big premiere back in January 2025.
So our mission today really is to give you the inside scoop. The shortcut to knowing everything about what Alan Cumming called the most treacherous season yet.
Yeah, he loves hyping it up.
He does. We'll break down who played, how they played their game, and honestly, what surprising lessons, strategic, psychological, we can pull from their journey through Ardross Castle.
You'll walk away really understanding Season 3, the players, the game mechanics, the shocks, the winners. You'll really appreciate the depth of it all.
All right, let's get into it. Section 1, the grand gathering unveiling the all-star cast of Season 3. So for anyone who's been following the Traitors, it's not just another show. It's, like you said, a masterclass in human nature strategy.
It really is. And it started, remember, as a Dutch show, De Verraders. It just caught on globally.
Right? And the first U.S. season, that was January 2023 on Peacock, was interesting because it mixed regular people with reality stars.
Which was a cool concept, but they really hit their stride, I think, in Season 2, January 2024.
Yeah. How so?
Well, they shifted to an all-reality star format, and they stuck with that for Season 3. That wasn't just like a surface change. It seriously raised the stakes.
More name recognition, I guess.
That, but also you're bringing in people who already know how to play these games. People known for strategy, for drama, for complex social maneuvering from their other shows.
Ah, okay. So they come in with reputations.
Exactly. Pre-existing reputations, a basic understanding of being under pressure, being watched. It just amplified the whole psychological warfare aspect right from the get-go, made it way more intense.
And the build-up to Season 3. I remember the cast reveal on June 5th, 2024. The internet just went nuts.
Oh, absolutely exploded. Theories everywhere about who'd be a traitor from that lineup.
Peacock dropped the video on the Today Show.
Mm-hmm.
Then it was all over social media. People were instantly speculating.
Yep. And you had personalities like Tom Sandoval. With all the Scandoval drama, was he too obvious? Or maybe perfect?
Right. Or Chriselle Stowe's cool realtor. But could she deceive? Everyone had takes.
Because it wasn't just any cast. It was this melting pot of reality royalty, each one bringing their own strategic history, their public image.
So who exactly was in this melting pot? You mentioned the different playbooks they brought in.
Yeah, it was incredibly diverse strategically. You had, obviously, the housewives, Chanel Ayan from Dubai, Dolores Catania from Jersey, Robin Dixon from Potomac, and Dorinda Medley from New York City. All strong personalities, used to navigating drama.
Definitely. And then the Survivor legends.
Oh, yeah. Titans, Boston, Rob Mariano, obviously. Jeremy Collins, Tony Vlachos, another winner, and Carolyn Wieger, who we mentioned, all known for being strategic, sometimes ruthless.
And Big Brother.
Danielle Reyes and Brittany Haynes. Both legends of that game, brilliant social and strategic players. Immediately you see them as threats, right?
For sure. That's a stacked strategic core already.
And it kept going. Chriselle Stouse, like you said, from Selling Sunset, Dancing with the Stars, maybe perceived as sincere, but she negotiates for a living, right?
Good point.
Bob the drag queen, RuPaul's Drag Race winner, sharp wit, huge charisma.
Fantastic choice.
Tom Sandoval, bringing all that Vanderpump Rules baggage. Gabby Windey from The Bachelorette knows social complexity.
And then some, maybe less obvious, but still interesting picks.
Yeah, like Dylan Efron, Zac Efron's brother. Sam Asghari, actor and model. Nikki Garcia from Total Divas. Bob Harper from The Biggest Loser. Ciara Miller, Summer House. Wells Adams, Bachelor franchise regular.
And a real curveball.
Lord Ivar Mountbatten, a British royal. Cousin to the late Queen Elizabeth II.
Just incredible. That mix alone guaranteed unpredictability.
Yeah.
Public histories clashing with this game of hidden identities.
And what's really key about this specific group is how many have deep experience with complex social games. Alliance building, strategic lying. This wasn't entry-level stuff.
This was like an advanced course.
Exactly. Boston Rob's whole career is built on charming people while planning their exit. Danielle Reyes' Big Brother diary rooms were strategic masterclasses. Brittany Haynes, equally sharp.
So they hit the ground running strategically.
Totally. Looking for tells, hidden agendas right away. Even people they might normally align with felt like potential threats. It just cranked up the core Traitors premise immediately.
And we absolutely have to talk about the host, Alan Cumming.
Oh, indispensable.
He's back for season 3 in Ardross Castle, Scottish Highlands. His style is just perfect for this.
Utterly fabulous, as you said. That Instagram video tease with Lala the dog, live from the Highlands, where I may or may not have just chosen the traitor.
He just nails that tone, doesn't he? Camp, dramatic, makes the ominous seem chic.
It's more than just hosting. It's a performance. It sets the whole mood for the treachery. He's a massive part of the show's appeal, its whole mystique.
Okay, so the stage is set, the players are gathered. Section 2, the genesis of deception, how the traitors were chosen. One thing the Traitors does so well is it doesn't make you wait. That first episode, bam, they get right into it.
No messing around.
Within like 20 minutes of episode 1, Alan Cumming gets them to the round table and boom, reveals the first Traitors. From your perspective, what made those initial picks so, well, impactful, even before we saw them play?
Well, it felt like Cumming, or the producers, were really playing 4D chess with the choices. They picked people who brought this complex mix of known strategy and maybe unexpected persona.
Like Danielle Reyes.
Exactly, Danielle from Big Brother, widely seen as one of the best to never win, a true competitor, super sharp strategically, but sometimes her social game tripped her up.
And her reaction was intense.
Oh yeah, this is the game I was meant to play. I'm here to take people out. I've never been so happy to be so bad. Just pure ambition.
And she works in real estate, right? Does that translate?
I think so. High stakes, social navigation, dealing with different personalities, complex negotiations. That's valuable here. Plus, they immediately showed that tension with Brittany Haynes hinting at their nasty history. Added personal drama right away.
Okay, and then Carolyn Weger from Survivor. That felt like a real wild card pick.
Totally. Her reaction was just pure, unadulterated excitement. I want to jump up and down. I want to scream. This is what I'm here for.
So what was the strategy there? And the risk? She's a recovery counselor. A job built on honesty, now asked to be the ultimate deceiver.
And that's the genius, right? That contrast. Her genuine vibe could be the perfect cover who'd suspect someone that open. Or it could totally backfire if she couldn't hide her pels, especially under pressure.
Huge gamble. And the third initial pick?
Bob the drag queen. Equally compelling. His reaction was iconic. You're either hunted or you're a hunter. I'm not interested in being prey. Baby, I'm going to be employee of the month. And Bob can deliver those sharp reads and be hilarious. A really unpredictable traitor. Stirred the pot early, too, calling out sexism in the first challenge.
Showed he wasn't afraid to speak up.
Right. Which can actually be a good way to deflect suspicion. Seem outspoken, righteous, his charisma, his wit, powerful tools for deception, disarm people, mislead them, stay friendly. A really effective, unique kind of traitor.
That wasn't all, was it? The Traitors loves a twist.
Always.
End of the premiere, just when you think you know the score, boom, surprise fourth traitor.
Boston Rob Mariano.
Which just immediately signaled, okay, this season is serious.
Yeah, the message that sends, bringing in Boston Rob, Mr. Strateger himself as a surprise traitor, it tells everyone, game on, expect the unexpected, stay paranoid.
And they played it cleverly. That initial offer in episode 1 where someone could shake Alan's hand, eliminate someone, and bring Rob in.
Right, and nobody bit. Yeah. So Rob gets this temporary exile, a great misdirect.
Then he walks in episode 2, but not alone.
With 2 new faithfuls, Wes Berkman and Derek Levasseur. Suddenly the cast is 23, and there are 4 traitors right from the start. His late entry after first impressions were already forming just shook everything up.
And his reputation, Tony Vlachos called him duplicitous, devious, threatening.
Perfect traitor traits, basically.
6 seasons of Survivor, 1 win. Master strategist. Charming, deceptive. It just made everyone second-guess everything, right? Not just each other, but the game itself.
So what kind of specific edge does someone like Rob bring? And could that huge reputation actually help him hide in a weird way?
That's the interesting part. It's definitely a double-edged sword. Everyone expects him to be scheming, so maybe they look too hard.
Right, maybe he becomes a smokescreen for the others, like Carolyn or Danielle, who might seem less obviously traitor-like initially.
And his skill set.
He's brilliant at reading social dynamics instantly, forming quick bonds, then subtly manipulating them. He builds narratives, gets trust, then pivots. Plus, coming in immune for that first round with Wes and Derek.
Gave him time to observe.
Exactly. Understand the initial group vibe without immediate risk. Embed himself before the deception really kicked in. It was a calculated move by the show, telling us, no punches pulled this season. High-level strategy from minute 1.
All right, so the traitors are in place, including a secret weapon. Let's move into Section 3. The game unfolds missions, shields, and shifting alliances. So with the traitors hidden, Ardross Castle becomes this stage for, like, a ballet of betrayal.
A very treacherous ballet.
The game starts properly. That rhythm kicks in. Traitors murder, faithfuls try to banish at the round table, and the missions build a prize pot. But Season 3 felt like it added new layers, especially with this cast.
Definitely. The missions are never just about the money. They're crucial for watching people, seeing how alliances form, how traitors operate undercover.
Youthfuls need the cash, and they desperately need those shields for immunity.
While traitors have to blend in, contribute, sometimes even lead to avoid suspicion. Even if it means helping the faithfuls earn money they plan to steal later, it's a constant tension.
Let's talk specifics. Episode 1, Let Battle Commence. That Viking longboat mission.
Yeah, that immediately put people in vulnerable spots. Rowing, gathering fuel, gold, being shackled on pontoons, risking murder.
They got $20,000 there, and a bunch of people got shields early. Brittany, Carolyn, Chrishell, Sierra, Dylan, Gabby, Ivar, Jeremy, Nikki, Tom, Wells. Showed who was playing safe, who was taking risks.
Then Episode 2, Revenge is a dish best served cold, collecting gold to free the intruders.
Wes, Derek, and Traitor Rob.
Right, they nailed that one, got the full $15,000, bringing the pot to $35K, and Dylan, Jeremy, Tony grabbed shields. It cleverly brought Rob into the game without screaming traitor.
But then, Episode 3, Nail in a Coffin. Oof.
Oh, that was brutal. The funhouse, the balloons, the creepy clowns popping them.
And they earned $0 out of $20,000.
A big fat nothing. The pot stayed at $35K. And that failure wasn't just about the money, was it? What did that do psychologically?
Oh, it absolutely cranked up the tension. You could feel it. Suddenly, people are side-eyeing each other. Who messed up? Who didn't seem to care enough?
Exactly. It creates scapegoats. Faithfuls get frustrated, paranoid. It gives traitors a perfect chance to point fingers, deflect suspicion, maybe even cause the failure subtly to sow that distrust. These failures are pressure points.
You could feel the paranoia just spike in the castle after that. That really becomes psychological warfare then, doesn't it?
Totally. And speaking of survival, those shields were so crucial this season. Winning one wasn't just safety for you, it messed with the traitors' plans.
Oh, so?
Well, every shield a faithful wins limits the traitors' targets. They might be forced to murder down, take out someone less suspicious, less threatening, simply because their preferred target is safe.
Which accidentally helps the more strategic facials maybe stick around longer.
Potentially, yeah. Like in Episode 4, I Will Bury You Under the Sand. Building those statues, they got the full $20, but the twist was anyone whose head was on a statue got a shield.
So loads of people got immunity.
Yep. Bob H., Bob TDQ, Brittany, Chrishell, Danielle, Dolores, Dylan, Rob, Tom, Wes. Widespread immunity. That frustrates traitors, but maybe also gives them cover while they regroup.
And the missions just kept testing them. Episode 7, Till Death Us Do Part. Holding hands in a box with critters.
Classic Traitors Challenge. Stressful, close contact reveals genuine reactions, anxieties. They earned $22,500 there, and again, a lot of shields. Brittany, Ciara, Danielle, Ivar, Rob, Sam. Everyone wants that safety net.
Right up to the end, right. The final mission, Episode 11, The Day of Reckoning is Upon Us. Well, that sounded intense. The riddles, the helicopter.
Oh, super cinematic. First, solving riddles against the clock to find money bags. Test teamwork under pressure.
And then the helicopter part. Hanging underneath, dropping gold bags into a burning ring.
Insane. High visibility, high risk. Your character is totally exposed there. A last chance for faithfuls to spot anything fishy, even in those final moments. Each bag worth $2,500 doubled if it hit the fire.
And they did well there.
Yeah, banked $37,500 out of $50K possible. Brought the final prize pot to a very respectable $204,300. The missions really are this constant thread testing nerve, strategy, character, always reshaping that battlefield of trust.
Okay, let's get to the real nitty-gritty. Section 4, the dance of deception, murders, banishments, and strategic turns. This is the core, right? The back and forth, the secret murders, the tense round tables where strategies shine or fall apart. Expert, what did you notice about the early murders? What was the pattern?
Well, the murders serve a dual purpose. Keep the faithfuls terrified, constantly aware of the threat. And for the traitors, it's this complex calculation: eliminate threats, but don't be obvious. Maintain cover.
First one was quick, episode 2.
Dorinda Medley, gone. Immediate shockwave, game on.
Yep.
Then Chanel Ian in episode 3.
And Jeremy Collins in episode 4. That coffin twist was dark.
Yeah, shortlisting 3 people, sealing one in a coffin. Very theatrical, very grim. Made his murder particularly chilling.
After him, Robin Dixon in episode 5, Bob Harper episode 6, Derek Levasseur episode 7. That pace is relentless. Keeps the faithfuls guessing, scrambling.
Exactly. Narrows the pool, amps up paranoia, and the traitors' choices are strategic. Can't just kill the loudest accusers. That paints a target on them. Sometimes they need to eliminate a quiet observer, or sow chaos by taking out someone well-liked.
Like Chriselle Staus in episode 8.
Could be. Then Sam Asghari in episode 9, Tom Sandoval in episode 10. The traitors constantly adapt. Who's getting too close? Who can we eliminate to throw suspicion elsewhere? It's a deadly chess game.
Okay, flip side. The round table, where the faithfuls hunt back, alliances tested, accusations flying. Sometimes they actually nail it.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
But early on, rough start. Episode 2, Wells Adams banished. Faithful. Episode 3, Tony Vlachos banished. Another faithful. Those early misses really hurt the faithful numbers and empower the traitors, so more doubt.
What does that tell us about their initial struggles?
Often it means they're jumping to conclusions too fast based on gut feelings or surface stuff, or they're just being masterfully manipulated by the traitors. But then, episode 4.
A breakthrough.
Bob the drag queen banished, and crucially, he was a traitor.
Yes. First one caught. That must have felt huge for the faithfuls.
Massive validation. Even if they didn't know how many traitors were left, it proved it could be done. They could catch these incredibly charismatic, clever deceivers.
But the struggle wasn't over. Episode 5, Nikki Garcia banished. Faithful.
Then Wes Bergman in episode 6, another faithful. Still hitting misses.
But then, episode 7, Boston Rob Mariano banished.
Huge. That was the second traitor down and a massive strategic player. Rob, gone. That signals the faithfuls are maybe starting to connect dots, see through the facade. Maybe his reputation finally became too much of a target.
A major victory. But they weren't out of the woods.
Nope. Episode 8, Ciara Miller vanished. Faithful. Shows how easily they could still be misdirected, even after a big win.
It's such a roller coaster. But then, episode 9, Carolyn Wager banished.
The third traitor caught. Now the faithfuls are really gaining ground. The odds are shifting. Endgame approaching. Pressure cooker time.
You can feel the momentum shifting, can't you?
Definitely. Fewer traitors means more scrutiny on those remaining. The faithfuls, through painful trial and error, are getting better at spotting inconsistencies. Each traitor banishment is like fuel. We can do this. Hope starts to build, even as the numbers shrink.
And the twist just kept coming, adding chaos. We mentioned Rob's surprise entry with Wes and Derek in episode 2. Immune, couldn't vote initially, just immediate uncertainty.
Yeah, that influx completely changed the social map. New variables, plausible deniability for the existing traitors, and that nail-in-a-coffin murder twist for Jeremy in episode 3, making the murder process itself theatrical, terrifying, psychological torment.
Okay, but the biggest twist, maybe, after Carolyn's banishment. Episode 10, Danielle Reyes, the last original traitor standing, gets an ultimatum.
Recruit a faithful or murder someone. Brutal choice.
Imagine being Danielle. Who do you trust enough to turn? Knowing it could totally backfire. Why Brittany Haynes? Especially with that nasty history.
Strategically, it makes sense, even with the history. Brittany is smart, social, no strategy, inside out from Big Brother. Recruiting her instantly boosts the traitor ranks with experience.
And Brittany accepted.
She did. Instantly flipping from hunted to hunter. That history could make them volatile or create this super tight, unexpected bond based on shared secrets, mutual survival. It's a brilliant twist, forces Danielle into managing multiple layers of deception. Real masterclass stuff.
And then on top of that, episode 10 introduces the power of the seer.
Right. Whoever banked the most gold and survived banishment gets to learn one player's true identity.
And guess who becomes the seer?
Brittany, the brand new traitor. She takes Gabby, meets with her, reveals her identity.
Wow, so a traitor gets this huge power. How does that complicate things? What kind of bind does that put Brittany in?
It's incredibly complex. Knowing someone's identity is powerful, but as a traitor, she has to hide that she knows, or strategically misuse the info. She can't just blurt it out without exposing herself.
Too many secrets to juggle.
Exactly. These twists constantly shift power, force reevaluation. A mid-game recruit, a traitor seer, changes everything. Adds layers of information management that are almost impossible to handle perfectly.
And that cliffhanger. Danielle's banishment, finally revealed in episode 11 after a tied vote in episode 10.
The tension, these twists, murders, banishments, it's just relentless.
Pushing trust and suspicion to the absolute limit.
All right, let's get to the climax. Section 5. The Day of Reckoning, who emerged victorious. So after all that chaos, it comes down to the final mission. The Day of Reckoning is upon us. Episode 11, high pressure, 2 parts.
Yeah, first the riddles against the clock, finding money bags, testing their collective brain power under stress.
And then the helicopter stunt, hanging underneath, dropping gold into fire, just wild.
Terrifying. But they pulled together right, earned big money in that final push, brought the total prize to $204,300, shows their resilience.
But the big question, could the faithfuls finally unmask all the traitors, or would one slip through and steal it all?
That's always the fear in the finale. Well, in this season, packed with deception. The final traitors, Danielle Reyes and Brittany Haynes, were caught, banished in episode 11.
Wow, so the faithfuls did it.
They did. It came down to those last intense roundtables, all the suspicions, observations, alliances put to the final test. So how? How did they manage it, especially with Brittany's recruitment and seer power, seemingly giving the traitors an edge? What finally exposed them?
That is the key question. The sources don't give us, like, the exact aha moment for every single vote, but the fact both were banished suggests the faithfuls, despite earlier stumbles, really sharpened their focus at the end.
Maybe piecing together patterns, inconsistencies.
Probably. Subtle cues under extreme pressure, even the seer power. Maybe Brittany couldn't handle the deception perfectly, having to lie about having it, using it, what she learned, multiple chances to slip up.
And maybe the end game just forces traitors into riskier moves, makes them more visible.
Could be. Perhaps that nasty history between Danielle and Brittany became a point of friction or suspicion when the heat was really on. Ultimately, it feels like a win for collective deduction over skilled deception.
So what does this mean? The faithfuls won.
Yeah.
A genuine triumph for trust. Or at least for sniffing out the lies.
A great result for the faithfuls.
After all the backstabbing, 4 faithfuls stood tall, sharing that $204,300 pot. And the winners were Dolores Catania from Real Housewives of New Jersey,
Okay.
Dylan Efron from Down to Earth,
Nice.
Gabby Windy from The Bachelorette,
Makes sense she's navigated tricky social stuff before.
and the surprise, Lord Ivar Mountbatten, the British royal.
Wow. That's fantastic. A really diverse group of winners.
It's pretty significant, right? All 4 winners were faithfuls.
It really underscores that idea. Even in a game built on lies, working together, sharing info, trusting the right people, it can win out. It's not always about being individually smarter than a traitor, but collectively piecing it together.
Their persistence paid off. Dolores' loyalty, Dylan's calm observation, Gabby's social skills, Lord Ivar's quiet discernment. Maybe those qualities helped them see it through.
Yeah, a fantastic end to a really treacherous season, as Alan Cumming promised.
Absolutely. Okay, let's look beyond the game itself. Section 6. Beyond the castle walls, the legacy of Season 3.
Okay.
So the game ends, but the impact doesn't stop at the castle gates, right? For these reality stars, how they played, how they were perceived, it affects their careers.
Oh, absolutely. It's another chapter in their public story. A big one, given how much character and reputation matter in the traitors.
So performing well, or even just memorably, on this show,
Yeah,
it's like another career move.
totally. It illustrates that the traitors is a launch pad, or maybe a continuation, a strategic step. How you handle yourself in Ardross Castle can directly open doors, or maybe close them. It's like a high-profile audition.
And we've seen that already.
Yeah.
Tony Vlachos faithful, banished. Episode 3, he went on to do Survivor, Australia v. the World in 2025. Shows his strategic mind, even with an early exit here, was still valued, kept him relevant.
And players even coming back to the Traitors.
Right. Dorinda Medley,
Oh.
murdered early, episode 2 as a faithful. But she's confirmed for season 4 in 2026.
Wow. So even a short run can make you memorable enough to get invited back.
Exactly. Shows how coveted these bots are, how much producers value those personalities. Her brief experience clearly made an impression.
It speaks to the platform the show provides, doesn't it?
Definitely. Whether you're a traitor or faithful, being on the show gets attention, builds your brand in that reality TV world. And honestly, it shows how addictive the game is. Players want another shot.
It really is a phenomenon. The setting, Alan Cumming's hosting, it just grabs you. And it's global now, right? UK, Australia version.
Hugely popular internationally. And the great thing is, all seasons, all versions practically are streaming on Peacock. So you can go back, rewatch, armed with all this knowledge. Which brings up that bigger question you touched on earlier.
Yeah.
What does this show teach us about ourselves?
Yeah.
About human behavior under pressure?
Yeah, it's like a giant psychological experiment on TV. Can we really read people? How easily are we misled? It explores trust, suspicion, paranoia, themes we all deal with.
Makes you think how you'd react.
Totally. It holds up a mirror to our own biases or our own deduction skills. That's why it's compelling beyond just the celebs and the drama. It's a powerful reminder of how quickly paranoia spreads and how our assumptions can blind us.
Okay, let's wrap this up. Outro time. What a season. Just reflecting back. Those initial traitor choices, Danielle, Carolyn, Bob, and then Boss and Rob dropping in, the mind games during the mission.
The absolute stress of the round tables.
And then the faithfuls pulling it off in the end.
Mm-hmm.
Dolores, Dylan, Gabby, Lord Ivar. This deep dive really highlights the strategy, the psychology, the sheer unpredictability that makes the Traitors so compelling.
It's definitely more than just a game. It's human nature under a microscope, packed with these fascinating character moments and, yeah, lessons in deduction or lack thereof sometimes.
So the thought may be to leave everyone with.
Well, thinking about this season and just the world we live in with so much information, so many conflicting stories, how good are you really at telling truth from lies?
Good question.
Does watching a game like The Traitors make us better at spotting the traitors in our own lives? Or does it just show how easily charisma or a good lie or just our own biases can sway us?
Something to definitely chew on.
Yeah, maybe it's a nudge to look a bit deeper, question things a bit more as we go about our day.
Well said.
Yeah.
So if you haven't seen The Traitors Season 3 yet, or if you want to rewatch it with all this in mind,
Go stream it. It's on Peacock.
you definitely won't look at A Friendly Smile quite the same way again after watching this season.